Oh, hello there. You just caught me in the middle of some serious piping. This is Pipeline. 2 to 4 players bash it out for big cash. This is a game that has you absolutely covered in pipes. Government pipes, commercial pipes. These absolute bad boys will let you refine one of 3 types of icing. Orange flavoured icing, blue flavoured icing, and of course your standard sugar flavoured icing. And as you improve the quality of your icing, the value per tub substantially increases. Are you ready to become the top of the toppings? Do you think yourself the creme de la creme caramel? Are you prepared to have the luminaries of the baking world knocking down your gingerbread door because they want icing from those?
Excuse me, sorry.
Sorry, Tom, is there a problem?
Yeah, well, kind of. It's not about piping.
It is, it's about piping icing, pipeline, piping.
Well, no, if you read maybe you should just read the manual before we do this.
Oh, okay. What's oil?
I've got to learn all about the oil to comprehend what it is. Understand oil is my quest. It's fairly viscous stuff. What is oil? You're my best friend. It's all that we must defend. What is oil?
This is Pipeline, a game of growing oil in pipes, selling that oil to other oil enthusiasts so they can use the trimmings to grow their own barrels. I've got to be honest, it doesn't make a great deal of sense, but we won't be needing this. So, each player buys pipe tiles which they assemble in front of them in a permanent network. Once you've done that, you can then run these pipelines by standing your little wooden person on a tile and then counting the length of every individual pipe that runs through it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 on blue, which means I can make my blue grade oil go from nothing to there. I just made all my oil bigger and better because I did a good job at this fun little tile laying puzzle. No, stop. This is the fun police. I'm afraid that I'm going to need you to come with me for a little chat. Come on, son. Come on. Listen, I know how it is to be your age. You're excited about pipes. You want to build a nice little colourful thing that all slots together. But this is a dangerous game you're playing. Do you have any idea what you've gotten yourself into? Let me show you. Each of these individual pipes can only process one barrel of oil. And how long does a pipe have to be to process the oil? Well, it depends on how processed it is already. And it's all randomised at the start of the game. And where are you even going to get your pipes from? Have you thought about that? Commercial pipes are more expensive, but you can choose whichever ones you want. Oh, can I get you a coffee? Let me take your coat. Whereas government pipes, cheap as chips, you can buy a whole bunch of them at once, but only the ones connected to that one. I'll have these 3. But when you've got those pipes and you've plugged them all together, you can then process some oil. Providing you bought some oil, there are 4 different markets and you have tanks to store the oil and you require different tiers of tanks for different tiers of oil. You did actually buy some oil, didn't you? You did buy that oil, didn't you? I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the car. So you buy your oil and buy your tanks and take out a loan to buy your pipes and then buy some more pipes and then run your pipes and congratulations! You have made an oil. It's worth more than $50 British. But you only start the game with $40 and that's 6 actions halfway through the game. And what have you got to show for it? What have you got to show for it? You thought you were going to have a nice time making a little colourful puzzle with pipes. You haven't made good on a contract, you're up to your eyeballs in red deck cubes, and you're up to your neck in bad oil. I think it's best that I let this videotape I brought along do the rest of the talking.
I'm Peter Piper, and welcome to Peter Piper's Pipe Pulling Pavilion. I'll pull your pipes for cash.
David, you've taped over the tapes again. What have I told you about this?
I think pipes should be able to vote.
So Pipeline can get hairy. It's not a nice game. It's not a game where at the end of every turn, you get $5 more. Don't spend it all. No, if you haven't made any money that turn, you don't get any money. It's kind of a controlled explosion of a game. It's all over before you know it. And if you don't get yourself into the right position, then it might just blow up in your face. But it's fine. We're still in this here. We haven't got anything at the moment. But if we go to the second-hand market, let's say somebody's sold some partially refined crude oil, the blue flavoured stuff, we can buy that up, going to make a slight loss, but then we can take everything we've got and fulfill this contract, which is going to make us like $110. With $110, we can go to the crude market and buy up all of this stuff. Do we even need this much crude oil? And then we can sell that back, and we're going to have made loads of money. And once you get loads of money, then things get spicy. So first up, this crossroads of actions you can do on your turn isn't just for visual colour. After you've gone to one of these spaces, you can spend $10 to go and then do the action that is sat next to it. And that is huge. You can take 2 actions on one go, but you can't really choose exactly what you want to do. So I want to get some tanks. I love tanks, buy some of them, and then I'm going to go and buy some. But this is refined market 2, and that doesn't let me buy anything other than grey oil, and I don't really... It's an interesting mechanic that allows you to pay for a second turn, but never in a way that doubles the options of what you can do. It's always something which makes the decision of what to do on your turn either easier or harder, but never anything in between. Secondly, in a true Luddite infuriating fashion, we have machines that you can use to actually break the whole flow of the game. You pop one of them onto your network, and then every turn after you've finished your normal turn, you get a second machine phase turn where you can run these beautiful bad metal boys to make you more oil. But man, that means if you plan it correctly, you can be selling refined oil, buying rude oil, running that rude oil through the pipes on your machines, ready to sell again at the start of next turn, effectively turning what would have been 3 whole turns into the actions of just 1 turn for the meager cost of just $15 to run all of your machines at once. That's money! And yeah, you did hear me right there. You can run all of your machines at once for just $15. Forget about that standard riff-raff rude oil. Waiter, please bring me 2 glasses of the most offensive oil currently available. I was happy with that.
Yeah.
Let's go on to the next shot. If you could just move
Yeah,
the...
no, I think it was good, and I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good.
But it was really good. But I'm worried it's crude oil, not rude oil.
Yeah, but it's a synonym. It's describing the kind of behaviour / the personality of the oil that resides within the barrel.
Okay. Did you watch the film that I gave you?
Yeah, it's Gangs of New York. Fantastic.
Where did you... It's this one. It's this one that I wanted you to watch. There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, it's the one about oil.
Oh, yeah, the one about oil. But this one's got Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and apart from that, they're basically the same, so I don't really see the point in that.
I think you should watch this one again.
A milkshake brings all the oil to the yard, and they're like, it's better than oil. This milkshake, it's better than oil. It's better than oil.
Listen, nobody really knows what oil is, or what it does, or if we're ever going to be able to get it to modify its behaviour and just behave a bit better for the sake of everybody else. But what I can tell you today is that this game pipeline is a beast. And when you get to those final few turns, when you are crunching as hard as you can to explode your bank balance in the final few turns, well, there are a few games as intense. Pipes twist and turn and go off in different directions. And then you've got the fact that because each pipe can only run 1 barrel at a time, it means, do you want to make one really long pipe that noodles around but can take 1 crude oil barrel all the way from nothing to the very best crude oil refinery possibly imagined? Or do you want to make 3 different orange pipelines that just nudge everything up a bit and can do multiple barrels all at once? And that's an interesting puzzle to try and solve with limited options that gets even more mean with the fact that, yes, you can put these machines anywhere you want in your pipe network, but they cover up a tile, possibly taking your already beautiful, perfect, super long pipe and splitting it in half somewhere where I want you, but I don't know where you live. But even with those momentary, gloopy, dark depths of complexity that threaten to drown you, this isn't a cutthroat business beast. You may remember a review we did a little while ago of a game called Container, where Container was more than happy to just throw you in the sea at the moment at which you made literally any bad move or just happened to be sat next to someone who'd made an especially fine move. Pipeline is a buffet of solid options that no one player can comfortably eat. Let's talk about upgrades. Now, there are 3 tiers of each of the different types of upgrades available, but each time you go, you can only buy the next one up, starting with the first one. So let's just say in year 1, you buy that one, and then no one else can buy any of this type of upgrade for the rest of the year. And then if you want to get the level 3 upgrade, well, it means you need to do that every year of the 3 years in the game, which means you need to do the upgrade action probably first every time, because after somebody's bought 1 or 2 upgrades, they can then, as a third one, just go, actually, I'm going to get this one, and I'm going to make it so that nobody can get these ones this year. Oof, mean. And what happens if Billy First Player buys the upgrade that you really wanted? Oh no, don't worry about it, because you can be the first person to go to the government pipe zone and snaffle up all of the best pipes at once. Or maybe you could be the first person to hit up the crude oil market, buying up all of the best bargains, and then the player next to you goes, oh, well, I was going to buy that for 5, but now it costs 7. Oil! And maybe you're going to be the last player to take a go at this and go, well, all the good stuff's been taken, don't worry about it. You can go over here, you can get a contract. You'll be like, oh, I can fulfill this contract for instant cash. Bang, don't have to go to a market. You can even defer a contract. I'm going to take this contract and this contract, but I'm going to do this one next year. Yeah, because I'm definitely going to be able to do those contracts, aren't I? Because if you don't manage to do a contract by when you're supposed to, then you get more of the red cubes, and I really don't want to get more of those red cubes. Let's be real here. The differences between all of these different initial approaches, they're not dramatic. At the end of the day, you're all making oil and making money, and even describing all of the different actions you can do in the game, it sort of feels irrelevant because they all feel so interconnected and flowing that it's impossible to explain any one mechanic of this game without immediately then explaining all of them in an infinite loop forever and ever. But the thing I really like about this game is, yes, it's a game where you take a little wooden person and put it on an action and do a thing, but unlike most games where you place workers on things, there's no exclusivity here. If I go here, you can go here, everyone can go here. There's nothing stopping you from doing whatever you want to on your action. It's just that following in the footsteps of somebody else who's just done the same thing and is running a very similar business, as in the real world of business, is maybe not a good idea, unless you think the market and what they're doing is big enough to support more than one person. And the thing that's so interesting about Pipeline is you just don't know. Am I going to make a huge amount of money, or are my plans going to gently slide into the bin? And a lot of that comes down to the fact that the game is randomly set up. There's crossroads of different actions you can do. It's going to be different every game. The valuations at the end of the game that get you huge amounts of bonus points are going to be completely different every time. And all of this reminds me so much of a game we reviewed a few years ago called Food Chain Magnate. And Food Chain Magnate was a bitey game of pure capitalism in which, hey, maybe you're going to sell some lemonade. So you spend all your money marketing lemonade, and then I come in and just sell loads of lemonade after you've done all of the hard work. Oh dear. Well, if life gives you lemons, oh no, you already tried to do them, it didn't work. Pipeline is not as mean as Food Chain Magnate by any degree, but it has that same promise of explosive growth to see how far you can get that rocket, that money rocket, to fly. When it works, I made over $900. How do I do that? Whew, just making a lot of good business choices over and over again, I guess. And the key thing about this is when you're outside of the game, it's enticing. It makes you want to play it. You think, this could be the game. This could be the one where I break it big. But when you're actually playing the game, and this is crucial, it requires that you actually look at what the other players in the game are doing. There's not loads of fiddly cards filling up the table that you need to read other people's text. There's just the upgrades, and there's not many of them about. So it means it is completely possible to actually know what other people are doing in a Euro game. I know! And sure, there's opportunities here to be a bit of a git. Maybe I'll block the upgrade that you want. Maybe I'll stock up on all of this oil just to, is that even a good idea? Oh, I don't know if it's a good idea, but it's mine now. But I think what's crucial about Pipeline is maybe because it's such a difficult, strange, odd puzzle that there's a real level of appreciation for the craft of what your fellow players are doing. What's that? Is that a 13 or a 14? Those are some real good pipes. Have you seen what they've got going on with the orange stuff? It's really quite something. Never have people competitively bonded with one another through the medium of pipes since the original days of the superb Mario Brothers. So do we recommend Pipeline? Absolutely. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that it's lovely. Yeah, it's pretty plain looking, but look at this graphic design. It's very sharp. And look at this box art. Oh, I want to live on a pipe. It's a tricky but tremendously satisfying puzzle that explodes across your table and is done far more quickly than you'd expect. Probably my only real criticism of Pipeline is it's not very oily. Is it? You've not got any backstabbing or corporate espionage or paying off governments through elaborate human networks of lobbyists and think tanks and all that good, evil stuff. It's very pipey. It's got pipes out the wazoo. More pipes than you can shake a big pipe at. But oil, not so much. Although they have nailed the key thing of the 3 flavours of oil. Blue flavour, orange flavour, and of course classic silk.
Matt, I don't think you...
Oh, what? So is it green? Is green one of the flavours of oil that should be in the game?
You don't exactly drink oil.
You don't drink... How long is your internship lasting for, Tom?
Well, this is my last day.
It's your last day? Oh, that's really sad. Yeah, no, it's quite clear at this point that you don't really have the talent, intelligence. In no way, it's quite obvious you don't have the same level of talent or intelligence as someone like me. And it's a good thing that we've only had you for 2 weeks and not a longer internship. And we've clearly made the right decision with that. Have you had a nice internship? Had a good time?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's been good.
Anything particularly really enjoyed?
Well, yeah.
Anything you particularly really regret?
No. No regrets.
Excellent. Well, if you could just legally ratify that statement by signing here, and we need it here.
Yep.
Pretty much on all of these, to be honest.
Okay.
That'd be fantastic. Thanks so much to Tom. Thank you to you for watching this video review. If you've enjoyed it, and you can subscribe to the channel, you can maybe click the big nice thumb button for it. You could write a comment. You could do whatever you like. You could live your life. Yeah, I'm going to need all of these signed if that's possible.
Yeah, Matt. When it says here, in the event of an inquest, I hereby waive my right to be exhumed. What I was wondering about that.
We've got so many great videos you can watch. You'll find some of them here. We've got a couple of things that you might find really interesting. Just click on one of those now. Just click on one of them. You can just leave now. Just click on anything. Just close the window, please, and you can just sign these and you can leave as quickly as possible.